Okay, so welcome back to Oscar with AI. In the last video, we talked about a walkthrough of what Azure Cognitive Search is about, and I explained how it's helpful for companies, small, medium, or large, to retrieve the data in a semantic way. It's a secure way of searching your data with AI enrichments and AI features. So in this video, I'm going to share how to import your data directly into the Azure AI resource. And then in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to do that using codes. So let's focus on no code solution for that. So here's what you're going to do. If you have, you're going to go to import data. And of course, you have to create a Azure Cognitive Research. If you don't know how to do it, please watch my previous video. Let's go for now and click on import data. All right, under import data, I already have related US sample. If you have any source where you want to import your data, this is what you need to use. From my experience, I've noticed that if you have a tabular data, Azure SQL database is the best route to go. If you have any file, unstructured data like PDFs or JSON file or anything like that, Azure Blob Storage will work. You could also have Azure Blob Storage with CSV file. It doesn't matter, but any structured data will work well with Azure SQL database. All right, so I'm not gonna look at any of these databases. I'm just gonna look at the sample. I already have a sample here, actually two samples. I'm going to choose release US sample, assuming that I already have a table, table format, right, from SQL. Now let's go to next. Now what I want to show you guys here is the enrichments, which I was talking about during my last video. You have many ways of enriching your data or your search, I would say. You may want to extract people name out of a specific text or description, right? So this is what you will use. You may want to translate your text from one language to the other with a target language. This is what you want to use. And you can also add a column, how you want to name it. You can extract organizations, people, whatever that is. So this is PII, and the beauty of doing so is actually because Azure is really secure. So it's a very good practice to make sure that whatever data you have is not exposed, right? So you definitely want to be careful about PII, and this is great from Azure because it enables PII detection. Other things like language detection, key phrases, location detection, these are also great way to enrich your data using Azure Cognitive Skills. I'm not going to select any of these, but feel free to do so. Another thing I wanted to mention also is the enablement of sentences. Sentiment. So you have the ability with this skill to get a sentiment out of a specific text or a specific record, and that sentiment can be categorized into positive, neutral, negative, or mixed, which is great. So let's get now to the target index. This is where you definitely want to start the index creation. And it's going to take you to this page. Now, what do we have here? The listing ID. I believe I forgot to talk about this, but it's important for you to have an identifier in your data to be able to kind of know which role you're dealing with. So nothing specific about this, but you definitely want to be able to have this as retrievable. Now, this retrievable column allows you to get the data that you want or the column that you want. You could have bed, bath, description, square footage, days on the market. If you want any of those, you can select or deselect them however you want. But most of the time, you may want all your data. You want to select anything that you want back from the API. So I will definitely select these columns. Filterable. If you want to filter on the number of bed for instance, or the number of bath or the square footage, this is what filterable is about. Sortable, if you want to sort by bed, bath, or square footage or days on the market, this is also an option. Face table is a, a way, this is more of a UI design where you will want all these items to be on the screen on your search. And then you have searchable, which is pretty much a way for you to get a specific search from your data. Usually anything that is text based, any column that is text based, have most of the comment that you want to have is searchable. So if you want to search on description, this makes the most sense because it has the most text in it. All right, and then you can also search over other items if you want to, but that's really up to you. One thing that I also want to stress out is the suggester. Now, what is it exactly? You may have noticed that sometimes you do some search or you type and there are some suggestions that comes up, right? It can be on your phone, the next keyword or whatever. It's pretty similar. What it's going to do is, as you start typing, is going to suggest whatever keyword or whatever word will come up. So this is what the suggester is about. Okay, so I think I have covered everything in this page. Now let's go ahead and create our indexer. Now, for AI enrichments, what I would suggest is that you get the premium because especially if your data is big, you want to get the premium tier for Azure Cognitive Service. I don't recommend the standard tier because you're not going to be able to get the enrichment that you need. All right, so here is where you want to schedule your index creation. If you have data coming in on the every hour or every day on a monthly basis, this is where this setting happen. Again, it's not possible to do it here because I have created this service or this resource with a standard version. Okay, so I think we're done with this. Let's hit submit and see. I think okay, so I need to probably do v2 because I already created an index. Let's do with v2 and see what happens. All right, it says that is created. Let's go to indexers and see. Okay, I have one in progress. I already created one, like I say, it was successful. Let's wait a few seconds and see where it's gonna take us to. Now, I don't think I have walked you through the resource itself. So you had the overview where you have all the specifics of your resource. Like I mentioned earlier, you have the standard version. This is really important because when you work in the team, you want to make sure that you and your team have the right access. Most of the time, the contributor access will be needed to do this type of work. Well, I have full access, but most of the time, contributor access would be good. If you want to grant access to someone and don't want that person to touch anything, but just allow them to see, you can give them the reading access. Then you have the indexer, which is running currently. They both succeed. This succeeded, so it's good. I'm not gonna go over the rest, but what I really want to cover is the key, right? The key information. Now, the key is what's going to help you connect remotely from any other resources, because when we start getting to the code base, then we will definitely need to retrieve those keys so we can connect remotely. Okay, so back to our indexer. Let's test it. So we have this indexer, release state US sample v2, successful. Now we are going to test it. All right, so I think I need to go to indexes and click here. All right, so here we are. Now this is the pretty much the playground. Okay, this is the playground, and if you hit search, you're gonna see everything coming. Um, and this is pretty much it. So this is where you put your search. So if I look for apartment, right? So it's going to give me the full list of every search or every index that have or every text that have apartment keywords in it. Now, what's interesting is it provide, like I was mentioning, it provide the most relevant comments or the most relevant description, as you can see here, that have this keyword. So this is having a score of 4.7. If I scroll down, you will see that the score will go down, as we move on. Okay, so I can put a combination of keywords as well, apartment for sale maybe, right? Here you can see apartment for short sale, pretty precise and pretty interesting. Now I'll talk about the suggester. You won't be able to see the suggester really being activated here unless we create the React app, but it's going to be super helpful. This is the query option. There's another, the query view, one view, and then the JSON view will look like this. It's really up to you. You can also put whatever query here as well, and you can also have some type of search on top of the search. This search, you can have multiple queries at the same time. We can cover that later, but so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, this is just to show you how to create an index from the Azure Cognitive Search UI. And in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to do that programmatically using Azure Python Azure function. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.